In the Absolute Universe, Wonder Woman was not raised among the Amazons. She was cast into hell as an infant, exiled by the gods and brought up by the witch Circe in a realm shaped by cruelty, punishment and despair. She grew up without sisters, without history, without even the knowledge of her own people, and yet against all expectation, hell did not make her monstrous. It made her disciplined, it taught her magic, restraint, and the difference between power and domination. When Diana finally escaped hell and reached the mortal world, she didn't seek revenge or conquest. She protected people by defeating the Tetracide, a demon that devours bodies, minds and souls. And in doing so became something deeply unsettling in this universe. An inspiration. Hope spreads, and hope attracts attention. Determined to prevent further catastrophe, Diana established a hidden base near Gateway City and uncovered Area 41, a secret military installation built atop an ancient labyrinth. Her intrusion enraged its director Veronica Cale, one of the most powerful figures in the world, and a woman deeply invested in controlling myth, magic and narrative alike. As Diana tried to reclaim that stolen past, a new threat emerged, an energy-based entity born of imbalance, a distorted reflection of Diana herself. Unable to defeat it alone, Diana turned to Gaia, the Earth Mother. By showing her the devastation of the modern world, war, exploitation and hollow justice, Diana proved that reality itself had fallen out of balance. Gaia agreed. She cast the aberration down and entrusted Diana with a purpose greater than survival, to restore balance to the Absolute Universe. That mission put Diana directly in the path of the world's true rulers. During the events of the Absolute Evil special, it was revealed that this universe's so-called Justice League is actually a cabal of elites. Veronica Cale, Jack Grimm, Ra's al Ghul, Hector Hammond, Eleanor Thorne and Hawkman, and they worked together to prevent heroes from inspiring the public. And Cale targeted Wonder Woman by unleashing one of her prisoners, Zatanna, on her. Despite being obviously villainous, Cale and her ilk believe what they are doing is just, but Diana has seen what their version of justice looks like. When murders in Gotham began bearing the mark of Hecate, Diana realized this war could not be fought alone. Using intelligence stolen from Cale, she sought out the one man in the world who understands systems, secrets and shadows better than anyone else: Batman. Their meeting was cautious but significant. For the first time in the Absolute Universe, two heroes recognized one another as allies. And this is an alliance that's going to change everything, because for the first time, the heroes are no longer isolated, and that is what truly frightens the people in charge. Case in point, at the start of this issue, Wonder Woman's friend Steve Trevor has been called before a Senate hearing about Wonder Woman. As you can imagine, those in charge are very nervous about a powerful woman who is technically a princess of hell coming into the world and using magic on the populace to fight demons. The committee wants Steve to give them all the information he has on her and answer their questions. But he refuses and surrenders his position, saying that Diana is one of the kindest and most loving people he's ever met. If they're trying to demonize her, they'll have to find someone else to participate with. It's important to remember that Steve had technically died at one point and washed up on Diana and Circe's island in the underworld. Diana sensed that he didn't belong there and pledged to find him a way home. However, powerful magic has a high cost. In this case, she sacrificed her right arm to the gods to allow him to go home. She gave up her strongest asset to help him, a man she barely knew, because she felt his situation was unjust. And she has acted similarly since coming to man's world, and that has angered the Justice League, Cale and her cohorts, who plan to ruin Wonder Woman's reputation once and for all. The issue also shows us Diana's interactions with Aphrodite, the goddess of love. She had visited Diana regularly as a child, but eventually stopped coming. Diana wondered if she had done something wrong, but Artemis suggested that perhaps she had already taught Diana everything she had to learn. Essentially, she's loving enough, and people respond to her, hence Cale's frustration. These Senate hearings are only part of Cale's scheme to demonize Wonder Woman. You'll recall that in earlier issues, Cale unleashed Zatanna from her cell in the SS1 section of Area 41. She was last seen in a spectral form casting her binding spell, and the payoff from that encounter happens in this issue. Now, Diana is invited to the Natural History Museum for an exhibition looking at Amazonian artifacts, put on by her friend Barbara Minerva. Ever since Wonder Woman arrived in town and saved everyone, people have shown more interest in the myth of the Amazons, and suddenly people are taking Barbara's research more seriously. And this exhibit is the fruit of her labour. This is the first time that Diana has seen many of these items, and as such she is incredibly grateful for the opportunity to form a connection with her culture. But all good things cannot last. This is a very public event with cameras and influential people, which makes it the perfect place to unleash Zatanna and some of her fellow prisoners, the Suicide Squad. Cale's plan requires an audience, and she wants them to hate Diana. Now, I don't think anyone was particularly surprised by these prisoners being the absolute version of the Suicide Squad. It was practically written on the walls of their prison, but the roster is quite different. Many of their members are traditionally Wonder Woman villains. We have Cheetah, here a humanoid cat person with some human limbs. Note that she isn't Barbara Minerva, as she is in the mainline comics though. There's also Giganta at the back there, who based on what we've seen before can become incredibly small as well as grow. There's Dr. Poison, who we've also seen before and is a living poison gas cloud, although here she has a far more streamlined costume. Good that she got what she wanted, I guess. There's also an amphibious person that is likely a version of Nina Mazursky from the Creature Commandos, and she's interesting because her earlier appearance in this issue introduced the method in which the team is being controlled. In the mainline universe, the Suicide Squad is kept under control via a small explosive surgically attached to the base of their skull, but here they have been infected with a parasite that looks an awful lot like Starro the Conqueror. And this is in keeping with Cale and her methods. Sure, she uses technology, but she also harnesses mystical and magical entities. If Area 51 is responsible for extraterrestrials, Area 41 is all about mythical entities. It's too early to say if Starro is an alien or a mythical creature, assuming that even is Starro, but I look forward to finding out more. What we do know is that Zatanna's binding spell has cut Diana off from most of her magical abilities. She notes that she's not completely cut off because she still has her magical prosthesis, but she has metaphorically had an arm tied behind her back. With Zatanna in control of her magic and her clear orders from Cale, it remains to be seen how the Suicide Squad are going to tarnish Diana's reputation. Why not just try to kill her, you may ask? Well, the chances are they wouldn't beat Diana in a fight, and if they did, then there's a good chance that she would become a martyr. No, instead Cale wants to destroy everything Diana stands for, and this is a literal assault on hope. Absolute Wonder Woman 16 is available now from all good comic shops. I would encourage you to research your local comic shop, and if you don't have one, I'm certain there are dozens of good stores nearby that would be happy to mail you your comics. If you're opposed to the idea of cluttering up your home with comic books, then you can get this one digitally from places like Amazon as well as Neon Ishiban. Personally, I prefer physical comics, but I do like the convenience of having thousands of comic books accessible from my phone. But you do what works best for you. For those that didn't watch my recent videos that weren't about Absolute Comics, and yes, I know that's most of you, here is a small update on my physical collection. For those interested in my physical collection, I finally moved it all into storage, and Mary helped me. I don't know how many boxes we've got here, probably about 40.
Your Gila is very puffy.
Yes, it is. And I've got, 6 boxes at home as well that are regularly updated, and then when they're full, they'll come here as well. I'm very tired. Next time. Early next week, I'll be covering Absolute Martian Manhunter 8, where Agent John Jones suggests giving the Martian the night off for a change, with disastrous results. After that, I'll be talking about Absolute Flash 11, where Wally West finds himself trapped in an alternate dimension, while the rogues come face to face with Eobard Thawne. Hope to see you then.